So I started with HTM because after having run my practice for a decade, I really hadn't been making any money and I needed to do something different. And I'd heard about Arjan a decade before when he was doing his tour across the country. I'd even done a mastermind with him after he had come to my bar offices and had done a presentation there. But that wasn't the right time for me. Fast forward a decade, it's after COVID. I'd always suffered with not enough leads on a consistent basis. And I was just at a point where I was like, I have to do something different because what I'm doing is not working. So I started out with how to manage, doing a program where I would listen in on a call every week. And then I was going to do another program. I forget what they call it, but I ended up just doing the crash course. And oh my God, what you don't know about how to run a small law firm is a lot. And I learned that in 12 weeks. And since the crash course, I have, you go into the small law firm university after that. But the crash course is really where it all started. You do have to do the work. And there is a lot of work. It's drinking from a fire hose. But I promise you, if you take the time, you carve out the time in your schedule to get the work done, you will start to see progress. Now, is that progress going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. But your hard work will absolutely pay off. And in Small Law Firm University, you continue to learn things that you need to know. Like, I really didn't know how to run a law practice. I didn't know how to run a business. And the crash course and taking the classes in Small Law Firm University have helped me grow as an entrepreneur. And because of that, my practice has grown. So I've hired people to help me do things that I shouldn't be spending my time doing. And my revenues have grown. So I put in the hard work and the time necessary to make those things happen. And if you do the same, you will see results as well. Embracing the idea of hiring other people to do things that I should not be spending my time trying to figure out how to do because I'm too cheap or feel like I don't have the money to pay somebody else. There are strategies out there for you to get the things done that you need to get done without pinching your budget so much, but still those things are necessary. And you do have to embrace the idea that you really are going to have to pay other people to do certain things for you because it is a better use of your money and it is a better use of your time to pay other people to do things that they are really good at that you really aren't good at. So how things have changed for me is now that I have other people doing things for me, it's freed up my time to work more on the business. And that is actually what I quite enjoy doing. So that's one thing. Second thing is my revenues have grown. Like I said, it's from last year, or I guess 2020 to 2021, my revenues grew 52%. So the hard work, again, does pay off. But the classes that you take in Small Law Firm University have helped me to embrace my numbers. You know, before I was not looking at them. I just kind of wanted to bury my head in the sand. But you really can't do that. As if you want to be a successful business owner, you have to know what your numbers are. And so taking the class on finance has really helped me understand what it is I needed to know and how to look at those numbers and how to keep my accountant accountable to me for providing me that information about my business. So in Small Law Firm University, you get weekly calls with the group that there can be a specific topic that the group moderator talks about, but the discussion after that doesn't necessarily have to be about that particular topic. It can be about anything that you have a question about. And those conversations are actually quite useful. I've gotten a lot of great ideas on how to resolve some problems and issues that I have been dealing with in my own practice. And the courses that you are assigned to do for, I guess it's like about a 6-week, a quarterly period. So you're assigned a course for a quarter, and you work on that course. You have homework every week, so they don't like overwhelm you with work. That all happened in the crash course. The pace slows down, it does. But the classes, this is work that you really do need to do if you want to see results in your practice, if you want to see a change. And I have found every course that I have taken extremely valuable in helping me grow professionally and as an entrepreneur. Yes, so while you are on the meeting, you of course have access to everybody who is on the meeting at that time and can, chat amongst yourselves in the chat, but have the conversation with the larger group. But outside of the weekly meetings, there is the unofficial Facebook page, which is quite a useful resource for advice, for suggestions, for connections. So there is a lot to be said for what you are getting outside of, the structure of small law firm university and or the crash course. Oh, the LQMs are awesome. So it is a great opportunity to network and get to know people from around the country doing other things, and how being a part of HTM has impacted their life and their practice, making connections with other attorneys who share a similar mindset. It is really hard to place a value on being amongst a group of people who share the same mindset. It is incredibly empowering because these are all people who want to move forward in their practices, who are very open about the struggles that they have. And, you can learn from other people's struggles. So I love the LQMs. There's a lot of positive energy here, and I learned a lot. For the New Orleans LQM, that was the first time that I had taken a business class flight. And it was worth the money to not be crammed in next to somebody, to just have space in my seating area, to be able to be seated, before everybody else comes in. I mean, just that small thing was just kind of freeing and liberating. Embracing the idea of hiring people and actually having done it meant that, again, I have more time now to do other things. Like I've stopped working so much on the weekends. I still do some things on the weekends, but it's really the stuff that I actually like doing for my business that I do on the weekends. I don't do production on the weekends. And, I've been setting goals for a while now, but having set goals, I also set a reward for myself. And having achieved the goals that I set in the first quarter of 2022, I took a day off. And I did a little work that day, only because it was kind of an emergent issue that needed to get fixed. But otherwise, I let my staff take care of things, and they didn't bother me. I checked in, but they didn't need me to bother them. So that's how things have changed. What do I see ahead for me, Antoinette, and the law office of Antoinette Bone? I see a bright future. The work that I am doing, have done, continuing to do for my firm because of what I've been learning in HTM has brightened my outlook on the future of my firm and what I want to achieve personally, having my firm be my mule and not vice versa. So, I have specific plans that I want to do with my family, particularly my son, He and I both like to travel. We both like fine dining, and we both like staying in really nice hotels. So I want us to go on trips. And there are things in my personal life that I don't want to do, like clean the house. And I plan on hiring a maid as soon as possible. And hiring a chef for myself, because I need to get my diet under control, and I know what I need to do, but I don't always do that. So I know I need help in getting those kinds of things done. So I see my firm growing a lot quicker now than I otherwise would have had I not started working with HTM.